Hey everyone, what's up? I'm back for the week. I know this particular week has been very, very heavy. Right now, what we are experiencing on the planet is a huge reality shift, and honestly, it's much needed. This is how we heal. The planet, the earth, she is not happy, and it needs to be done. So I've had a little bit of a hard time this week finding the energy to create and work on my channel and stuff, but I'm here, I'm doing it. Today's particular discussion is about a concept that I just recently learned about that I've actually been doing my whole life, and I didn't really realize there was a name for it other than the one name I do know, which is jack of all trades. I'm talking about the term multi-passionate or multi-potentialites, basically. And these are people who can't really commit to one thing, you know. I am that people. I have always, my whole life, been interested in multiple topics, multiple things that I've wanted to learn, and as a result, I've accumulated all kinds of skills just from hobbies and things that I'm actually passionate about. But I imagine, like most people like this, scanners, dabblers, what else do we got? Polymath, I think that was another word that I found. Most of us probably have a hard time focusing and pinpointing on the ideal combination of things we would like to do, because we want to do all the things. I mean, that is why I named my channel Stuff and Things, because I do all the stuff and things. So the discussion is mostly about how do we find our combination of things that we want to do and find a way to merge them together in a way where they complement each other in the best ideal form. So yeah, that's okay. So like most of us, I'm sure there was a point in time in our life where maybe we went to college or we got a job or something, and it's in one specific thing, right? And how many of us got bored really fucking fast? I know I have. I've had multiple different kinds of jobs throughout my life, and then even in college when I was a pre-med student, I was dabbling in all kinds of other shit. So, you know, for me, the pursuit of being a doctor and being in the medical field did not mesh with all the other things I found myself wanting to do in my life. There's no way that I would have been able to like keep modeling and doing that and go to med school at the same time, or do residency or anything like that, or even gaming. How am I going to mesh that with that schedule? I mean, if you have ever taken, you know, extensive science classes back to back in your school schedule, you know, like there's really not room for that. So on top of that, you know, I found myself feeling conflicted because I wanted to also create content. And, you know, so at a certain point in time in school, like I just realized that was not going to be the field for me. That field is better suited to someone who has narrowed their passions and hobbies, and they have a specific schedule set, and maybe, you know, that is the one thing they're like, that's my jam, I want to do that like forever. I cannot see myself being at a job or company or anything for like 30-40 plus years, and a lot of people are those types of people, but I realized that I was not that type of person. And I'm sure, like me, a lot of other people who are in this position have felt that they may feel flaky, or like you cannot commit to one thing, or you're always starting a project and then moving on to another one, whether you finish it or not. You know, for us multi-potentialites, our brains just keep running, and we want to do multiple things. We want to learn multiple things. We want to not just be a master of one trade. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with being a master of one trade either. You know, everyone's different. But if you find yourself trying to put the puzzle pieces together, you're not alone, and there is a name for this. So what we need to focus on is, how do we do all of the things without burning ourselves out? I don't know how many times I've burned myself out trying to, like, for example, about 2 years ago, I had started to learn how to trade in the Forex market, and it was a lot to take in immediately on top of the other stuff I was doing. So in the past few years, I'm still actively, you know, keeping that in my brain, but I'm looking for a set point in time where I will be able to trade again actively. But at the moment right now, like, the studying and back testing and forward testing to get your strategy and your win right, it's a lot, and it's not going to fit into what I have to do right now at the moment, which there's nothing wrong with that. So if you find yourself feeling like there's like one skill you would really want to keep and hold on to, you might just have to put it in your back pocket for a little while. And right now we have to find what we're good at and what can we separate as a hobby and what can we turn into a business. So I made an episode that was last month. My channel has only been up for a month. I think it's been about a month, right? Okay, actually it's been 2 months now because it started around my birthday. Okay, so not even 2 months ago, I made a video about the concept of ikigai. I still can't say this shit right. I have no idea. Ikigai? The Japanese concept that I thought was just excellent on pinpointing your like life balance, you know? So you have your profession, your vocation, your mission, and your passion. I think those are the 4 like inner circles. So we circle back to that concept again, and we figure out, what do we need to do right now that will work with all our skills? So as of lately, since I have started the YouTube channel, I've had to film it myself, edit it myself. I make my own graphics. I have coded my own blog and some other things that I do. And then on top of that, you know, I usually do my own hair and makeup. Those are hair and makeup and camera lighting. Those are 3 skills I accumulated in my time that I've been modeling. You gotta know your angles. You gotta, you know, that's a skill that I learned. And then of course, just doing YouTube alone, I've accumulated a whole bunch of video editing skills, just like that, you know, very quickly. And you know, the thing is, when it comes down to it, after you've accumulated all these skills, you really are a versatile person. You found yourself able to adapt to multiple situations. You don't have to worry about just being good at one thing, because you do so many other things, and you tend to find that everything intersects at some point. So, you know, I think the multi-passion is a strength. It's an absolute strength, but we must harness it. We must discipline ourselves and keep ourselves on schedule so we don't get distracted. I mean, the goal is for us to finish short-term projects and over the long term build that foundation for ourselves. You know, so, you know, with this channel, I intend to do this for like ever. You know, and I have an online store. All of that has taught me how the e-commerce industry works, and wholesaling and retail, and I've worked in retail like forever, since high school, on top of being in the actual modeling industry. So like everything has intersected once again, you know. Another example I have is, you know, I switched my studies to botany, but now I find myself making videos about my plants and actively hiking and still learning plant identification and, you know, that type of stuff. So my examples I give you are things that you can apply to your situation, and, you know, just I think that what has helped me more than anything is actually just experiment with different things and finally found my mesh of things that work together without them, you know, overriding each other or whatever, you know. Like an example would be like, oh, like you're a chef, but you work in an office reception or something. Like, how do you merge those two skills together? There's a way, I'm sure, but you know, it's up to that individual to determine how you can intersect them and make them complement each other. It can be done. So I think that some of the best solutions to get these things done is to use a planner. If I didn't have a planner, I would forget what day it is. I would forget all the stuff I'm supposed to do because my brain is literally always on 10,000, like straight up. I get a planner every single year because I have to. Otherwise, like I said, I will literally forget stuff. So this year I got this one. Is a Make Jefa Moves from Hija de Tu Madre. This is a lifesaver for me. This thing has helped me get so much shit done. Like, and it's also very cute. Cute stationery is a must. I love stickers. I love, you know, cute graphics and prompts that I have to write out for what I'm doing in my life, and you know, and this one in particular has set an intent. So it's not just any planner, it has a manifestational intent with it. And that's why I think planners are just so excellent, because you can manifest what you want by writing it down. You don't always have to journal, you know, you could journal if you want, but I think making lists and schedules is really, really helpful when it comes to manifesting. Another thing I would suggest is maybe just setting specific days, breaking up your weeks. You know, it literally all comes down to time management. We are trying to manage our time in a way where we can pursue it all. We can have it all. So honestly, it's really subjective. It's really up to that individual. But like I said, you want to get creative. If you need to get a planner or just a notebook, you draw, you write. Maybe even use your computer. You can still use your computer. You don't have to write either. Some people want a little more tech involved, but I think what it really comes down to is setting the intent. We want short-term goals to turn into a long-term foundation. That's our intent. And despite how shitty the year is going, we have to keep going. We have to keep pursuing our passions, because it's embracing our creative outlets, all of our creative outlets that are within our soul, because that's what makes us happy. Most of us would not be happy being in one career every day, all day, 365 or whatever little vacations and shit you get. I mean, some people are meant for that, some of us are not though. Some of us, we need rich, versatile arts and crafts that happen to make us money too. So obviously, just like ikigai, that concept, and manifesting and scripting and stuff, I'm always gonna keep making videos like this where we really talk about just some really fun methods. I have actually some other like really fun gaming manifestation methods that I think I'm gonna talk about soon. But just get creative. That's literally all I really want to say. That's the solution to our problems. We have to get creative and make it work. It can be done. And you're not flaky, you're not inconsistent, you're not anything because you don't want to do one thing. You don't have one interest. No, you're a multifaceted, versatile, adaptive person who can really just bring out your creations. That's what you do. That's what we're doing. So don't forget that. I'll be back. I'm gonna try to post like every 3 days. I've been having a hard time because, you know, it's been a lot lately. I'm sorry, but we'll do it because we're making headphone moves. Oh yeah, I'll give you the link below for this. This definitely sold out for the rest of the year, but you gotta check out Hija de tu Madre. It's one of my like favorite Latina owned businesses. So bomb. So anyway, bye guys, thank you.